This Hornby Southern M7 locomotive, produced between 1970 and 1971, has remained displayed in a glass case at my local antique centre for over a year, possibly even longer. It's only now that I've been able to buy it in an attempt to restore it, having all the basic tools required to save a 00 loco this old and worn. It cost me £22, and it includes two unique features for its time: an opening smokebox door and a glowing firebox. It certainly has seen better days. Cracked and disintegrated plastic, rust on the chassis and wheels, and a missing cap step ladder. Nothing, however, a 3D printed replacement can't solve. Testing it first on the rolling road was out of the question, so it was going to be a complete teardown and clean up. Starting first with the body shell, given a scrub with hand soap, though carefully not to damage any frail parts. Next, it was on to the motor and chassis. This loco is powered by an Exo 4 motor with a brass worm gear. In disassembly, I noticed that the base keeper plate had been damaged, but the copper contacts remained intact, though one of the carbon brushes had come off its arm. So it was out with the allopropic alcohol and cotton buds to give the commutator a good clean. The magnet was recharged and a new insulation sleeve was attached to the motor spring. With a spare carbon brush in place, the motor finally woke up. The glowing firebox bulb still works, but in reattaching the entire thing, the wire broke off it. So I replaced it with a spare bulb from an intercity power car. Now it was on to cleaning the entire bare chassis, with my dad's old Woolworths Dremel, the soft brush first ridding any loose dust and gunk near the wheels, then the wire brush in removing rust from the wheel flanges. Some may not be willing to use rotary tool wire brushes on model train wheels for cleaning, compared to a track or crop clip brush when the motor's attached, but for getting rid of rust, the result speaks for itself. Some lubrication oil can also work its way into the axles. The wheels are given a wipe around with the allopropic alcohol to remove any remaining muck. The connecting rods and its screws are polished and reattached to the wheels. With reassembling almost complete, I knew what came next when first testing it. Because it stood neglected of service for so long, oxidation has built up as a result of the rust. So the bottom of the chassis was given a quick spray, or in this case dribble, with some PMA electric cleaner, allowing the motor to work again in turning the wheels. The glowing firebox was reattached with its new bulb and soldered to the new brush to prevent coming loose. The rear bogie axles were then cleaned and replaced. With the body shell now dry, a pin drop of superglue helped to repair some of the cracks, but blobs of hot glue and pointed screws are having to prevent the body from falling off when being handled. With everything reattached and secured, I gave a new coat of black paint to the cab roof and smoke box. So, after years of rusting away and service neglect, was this M7 going to work smoothly again? Thankfully, the answer was yes. She managed a couple of runs around Wardleton with no short circuits or disruptions, so I think I can count this restoration a success. I had my doubts on whether I could fix this one given its amount of collected rust. It's always been said if something is old and worn, it doesn't have to be thrown away, and early model trains like this can still run okay so long as you have the right tools for the job. But it all comes down to whether they can be looked after properly from their previous owners, ready to be passed on to the next generation. Here's to some more hopeful repairs throughout 2025. Until next time, thanks for watching.